about 10 or 12 into it. They're coming off nicely, but you're not prepping. You're back to, you're getting turned, but your racket is kind of pointing at the ball, watching it in. All right, so by the time it lands, your racket's still right here. I want that racket to already be back down here almost. Somewhere behind your body before that ball about, like when the ball coming across, it really needs to be back here. So right off this racket, I read it to, I'm gonna act like I'm a left-hander like you. I read it to forehand, that's getting started. By the time it crosses the net, I already need to be over here. Make sense? Yeah. All right. So by the time it crosses the net, just get that racket back behind your body. Whether it's a little bit high or a little bit low, I'm not gonna worry about that right now, but I do need it behind your body. All right, that way it leads to body organization. All right, so let's work on that again. All four were great. Even though that one went wide, all four you're doing great on the prep. Results are turning out good. Rather than be a little bit long instead of in the net, because I can fix a little bit long by giving you more top spin, looser wrist. I can't fix the net. We got to have high net margins. Yes. Prep sooner. You have that racket in front of you a little bit too long then again. Make sure right now we're only working on the prep part of the compression. Prep and net height. The only two things I want you to think, prep and net height. That'll work. I'd rather be long than short. I can fix long. Yes. And you can fix long too. Right. So maybe if you're feeling like that one's a little bit off this week for your tournament, it's that one you got it. You out in front of your body when it's hot. But if it is a little bit off, what do? Try to get this. Try to come in and take it on the ride and get the short hop. Prep a little bit sooner, even while you run over there. Just stay prepped while you're running. Feel like you have to run out there wide, just already be prepped while you're running out wide. Start to shade a little bit this side. You can only be. There it is. That's much better. That's much better. You were prepped the whole time. Racket was back the whole time you're running. That's what we need. That's beautiful. Yes. Keep it up. Keep it up. A little bit sooner on your racket. It was back. It was starting to get in front of your face again while I was bouncing. Yeah. Back it back. That's all you look at that. It'll slow down the game for you if you get that racket back before that ball comes on your side of the court. It'll start slowing the game down for you. Even though he's hitting the same speed, you'll give yourself more time by being prepped. Alright, so just over-exaggerate prepping right now because you did that one again right there. And I know I was talking. But yeah, just over-exaggerate it for now. If we over-exaggerate something, our body gets used to it. Over-exaggerate during practice, and once the match comes, you'll already be used to it. Make sense? Yeah. Alright, last two. Good job, good job. Alright. Let's free up the balls. Tanner, while I talk to him about what I want him to think about next. Alright, so now the only thing I want you to add into it. So the two things that we talked about was running while prep. Prep just means back and back, okay? Back and back is preparation. Running towards it keeps our body organized no matter how far wide we have to go. If you have a left-handed slicer serve that comes this far off the court, you still got to be prepped before you come out here just to be able to get it back over. Right. All right? And as soon as we're getting it back over, that follow-through gets us right back to recovery. Right. So even if you're out wide, you just need to prep to get out wide. All right? And then, the only other thing I asked you to do was net margin. So whenever I say net margin, if you're hitting the ball on the outside and you're going straight, the court's 80 foot long. Yeah. All right? If you're going cross court, you have 14 feet extra cushion. All right? So what I want you to realize is if you get in a situation that you feel you pulled out this wide, then just to be safe, that's a cushion spot. Not only does it hard for them to return it, because if you send it We call this our target area, which gives you a little bit of cushion for air. Side to side, we call this our target area. When you sit across court, you can go 10-foot net height on that one because there's so much room for it to land in. All right? Now, if you meet the ball right here, I kind of want you to go down the line. If you meet it before you get to the alley, because when you're going down the line, this way, it's either bouncing, you're going straight past them, or it's kind of bouncing away from. If you try to go down the line from here, that works as we get more advanced. But think about when you do that, the ball's coming at this angle. If it hits the line, it's kind of, if they're chasing the ball down, it's kind of bouncing towards their direction. If we're hitting from here, you're kind of sending the ball a little bit away from their direction. That makes sense? So just from here down the line to here down the line, if you look at the gap it creates after it gets past baseline, it's such a huge difference. It's like 6 feet farther they have to run if you're only choosing this one down. You feel like you're a little bit, even just rack your head in the alley. Let's go ahead for a nice heavy top spinner to your target area across the court. Because the higher net margin is fine because it's putting more top spin on it. And if he has to run over here, a ball that bounces like this, it's gonna go this high. He's gonna have to be somewhere about here. Just on your cushion shot, just on your, it's more of a comfort shot for you, and it's a hard shot for advanced players. It's not a hard shot. You know that, but it's a hard shot to get to. Any deep, heavy top spinner, and then like I said, so if we end up going down the line, we choose that. All I want you to think about is Coach Davis' head is the net height. All right? So that one we want to get there quickly. If we put too much net height, it's probably going to go long because we're only at 80 feet, right? And if you just practice your shots being Coach Davis' net height and not this net height, and once you get to the match, you got this much margin of error. So if we are going to hit some, we are going to mistime some of our shots because we brush up on the ball, right? So some of them might mistime it. So if you mistime a little bit, you either hit the net, still goes over, or it comes over just a little bit, even though you're aiming this height. Like I said, if you're going to go cross court, the height of that fence is 10 feet. You can go basketball goal height, all right? Because you have that much more room. All right, so that's the only thing I want you to think about. So we'll do the same thing. The only thing I want you to add into it is going for an estimated net height. So if you know you're coming anywhere from here to here, then I want you to go ahead and sort of go down the line. We're not going to call the line. We're going to call it this the line. That way it gives you margin of error, right? You don't want to just try to aim down the line, even though we can get you to that point. We don't want it to work to that point because we'll hit a couple inches wide, and we lost the point. That's not a good shot. We hit a couple inches wide. If we're aiming right here, then it's still in, right? So anywhere from get the ball here to here, I want you to hit it straight. But if you're a little bit over, even if it's just a racket head into that alley, I want you to go for a little bit higher net margin over there. So if it's a straight ball you're hitting, from baseline to baseline, net height, Coach Davis head. A little bit in the alley or way out here, net height, 10-foot fence height.
And also, like, we're not playing on clay, so like the lines, like if it hits the line, it's not gonna like bounce, and, like so like they know it hits the line. So
Correct.
Like it's like a chance to go like call it like out, just if it's like by the line, because they want that point.
Correct. Now, there is a difference though. On this court, since the paint's not thick, it really doesn't skip on the paint. But most hard courts, the newer ones like Rolling Hills, UNF, if they hit that service line on the serve, it kind of gives a skip. All right, and because it's a couple layers thick than the actual court paint, so it kind of gives it a skip. Can you get a ball mark on it? Not every time. Sometimes you can. Brendan leaves a lot of ball marks just on his forehand and backhand on a hard court, you know. But you're right. Clay court, you can at least say, "You sure about that call? I want to see that mark." And this one, you just have to go with what they say. But like I said, I want you to shade a little bit this way, and keep feeding the same way, Tanner. And like I said, as long as you're from anywhere from there to here, just go for a straight shot. You know, doesn't have to be down the line, just baseline to baseline. But as soon as you're a little bit past, even if your foot's not past, as soon as your racket's in the alley, I want you to go cross court. So the net height going baseline to baseline, Coach Davis head. The net height going cross court, 10 foot. Sorry? Prep a little bit sooner. Yep. And then just lift it up. Yep. It's just a little bit long. That was better. As long as you're lifting it, that's what we're doing with our forehand. We're grabbing that ball with our strings, and we're actually picking it up for a couple inches to lift it over the net. Yeah. Lift that ball. That's nice. And just act like on the net height. That way, if you do come a little bit short, you're still making it over. Good job. A little bit sooner on the prep. A little bit sooner. You had it a little bit in front of your face. Let's just get it back behind you. There we go. As soon as that ball crosses that tape of that net, I want it, that racket to be behind your head. There we go. Yes. I saw the skin come off that ball. The strings grabbed it good. It's all right.
That worked.
Yeah, and you'll feel those volleys and those short hops with these new strings will not need as much put into them. Your strings will do a lot of the power for you. Just because the type of material they are. Instead of a net effect, now we have like a wall effect.
Right, it's like more spin. I feel like I'm more spin with these strings.
You're doing great. That's all right. We're gonna miss a couple. We're swinging flat. We're probably not gonna miss that many, but we're not gonna get as many in. And we're not gonna put much topspin on it. But if we're lifting that ball up, every now and then we are gonna miss. Because we're having to bring it up with us. Going baseline to baseline. Let's just do 6 foot net margin, like Coach David said. If you're going cross court, then we go as high as the. Yeah, see, you missed that one and still made it over. That would have been a winner. Good job. Yeah. Back a little bit sooner. There we go. That takes a lot of your swirl out of it. We don't want that swirl anymore.
No more.
Yeah.
What did you call it yesterday, Doc?
Like a Ferris wheel?
Ferris wheel?
Yeah. The Ferris wheel goes around, yeah. Picks up one person at the bottom and it keeps going around. That's what you're doing, is picking up your ball at the bottom, and that's it.
Right.
We get that racket back, then we're coming through the zone and grabbing that ball, taking it with us.
Oh, sorry.
All right, that's one. Doing good, doing good, doing good. All right, so after he gets these balls, we're not going to add any more to the thought process,
Okay.
other than making sure you're prepped. All right, that's step one. Making sure that racket's behind you. I don't care if it's high or low. I come down here. All right, but not everybody plays that way. All right, you eventually will get down here at some point during your swing, but as long as that racket's behind your head, you're prepped. As long as it's somewhere back here, all right, it's prepped. But if it's right here, even right here is not prepped. All right, you're not doing as bad as yesterday where you're watching it come in, but it's still, some of them you're getting about right here and trying to time it. All right, see that Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
We want. Yeah, that racket already back where all you have to do, you're organizing your body that way. Preparation leads to organization. Then we can do our swings. We prepare our backpack for school by getting our books all in the morning, organizing it, so preparation, organization. Then we can throw that backpack on our back and it's ready to be used. We can't use our tennis swing without preparing it and organizing it, your body.
Right.
All right?
Yeah, I like that.
So we're not going to add in. You are gripping a little bit tight, but I don't want you to think about that. We're not going to add that in yet. Yeah, we're not going to add that in yet. I just want you to start making sure we're prepped. Over exaggeration on the prep.
Okay.
All right, and the net margin.
All right. Most of those balls would be in. Some of those balls would be in if I wasn't gripping it. So tight.
It has so much more top spin. So much more top spin.
Right.
It adds velocity, adds top spin, and adds accuracy just with a loose grip. So watch mine. Be kind of want to use gravity with a loose grip. You're just throwing a racket head at it. So instead of using your wrist to turn right there, listen, watch how loose. You hear that sound? That's gravity, just throwing the racket head through the ball. Makes sense? While we reach out, the racket head gets thrown through the ball. That's not my wrist, that's just gravity because I'm so loose. You know what I'm saying? If you reach way out, then you get even more, and your body comes through it. Just because you have no choice, your body has to follow all that momentum going that way. So your racket head goes through first, then your body has no choice but to follow. All right? But yeah, we'll work on. You can think about the looser wrist while you're doing it, but I really only want you to think about over-exaggerating your early prep and your net margin on the balls that you send to them. Over-exaggerating on your prep, net margin, a little bit sooner on your prep. A little bit sooner on your prep, just get it back, there you go. You always chase it down, left or right or front or back after you get prepped. Yes. You got prep, then you ran around your backhand. Make sure it was forehand. Yes. Prep a little bit sooner. Over exaggerate the prep. Most thing we got to get. Nice winner. Most thing we got to get fixed before your tournament this weekend is that prep. That's gonna make so much more of your. The words that you used in the text was it's not uniform, you need to get it back uniform. Basically said what I told the organization. Right? You just use a different word than organization.
Yeah.
The way we get organized is by preparation. So, over-exaggerate the preparation, everything else just follows suit. Come on, son. Feed them deep. Up sooner. Tanner, I can't have those right now. Let's go back to the tee after every time you hit, go back to at least center court. That way you know you're coming back over to a forehand. Prep before you start running. So look, that time you were running like this. All right? I want you to be running like this. All right? Prep first, and then you start chasing that ball. Yes. Nice. Yes. Higher net margin across court. Look. Keep getting back to center after you swing. Yep. Yes. I want you to prep, then run and go get it. Prep. Yes. There you go. That last one before that, you kind of had point in front of you, but that one you forced it back. That's what I mean by exaggerate it for now. Over exaggerate that prep. Do this for a couple hundred forehands. You'll have no choice. Your body, your muscle memory will tell you to prep during the match. Prep a little bit sooner. Just make sure the racket's back. There we go. Yep. Just feel like your racket is grabbing that ball and lifting it over the net. If we're lifting it, that means we're only grabbing the backside of that ball. That means we're putting top spin on it.
Right.
All right. So maybe one thing I want to add.
This is it.
So we don't have to do that yet. I see you are a little bit tense because you're getting taught something. All of us get that way. So I don't want you to do that yet. What I do want you to do is think about against prep, you're exaggerating your prep. That's the most part right now. That's going to make most of your forehands do way better than what you're doing last week, right? But if you instead of finishing right here, if you act like you have a watch on your wrist, and hit that watch all the way to your ear, like you have to listen to it like James Bond. Yes, a little bit farther. That wrist all the way to that ear. Yep, your elbow's gonna be basically pointed at that, but that puts the extra lift and top spin on that ball. So try it's called a long finish. Try, instead of finishing here, finish just a little bit higher all the way to here. Sometimes when I do it, it even hits my spine. We're tough enough, it can hit our spine, not hurt us. I don't let some of the young kids do that because that hurts them if they hit themselves like that. But see how my wrist is going to my ear?
Yeah.
That's how I get so much top spin on the ball. All right? See that? Picking up the ball right here. I'm lifting it up over the net, and I'm coming to listen to my watch. Show me a couple of those real quick before you start. Yep. Yes. You hear that width of motion you're starting to get already? Because you're coming up high. Yep. Getting under that ball, picking it up, lifting it over that net. Listen to your watch when you're done. Good job. All right, couple more, Tanner. Same thing. Start it. Yep. Get back to center every time. That way you have to learn how to be prepped and run. Cover your ground. All right, stop for a second. So I see you swinging probably about 80% power. Let's tone it down to about 60%. Just nice, crisp, solid hit. You just get into that watch for now so you can feel what it feels like without trying to hit so hard and trying to see where you end up. Let's just go ahead and control it and make sure you end up there. All the way to your ear. Yes, that one was better. Yes. Even those higher ones, you can go all the way to your ear. Yes. A little bit higher though on your finish. Long finish every swing. All the way to your ear. All the way to your ear. There you go. That's going to add extra top spin right there, I promise you. And it's going to help you lift that ball for the net margin. How's it feeling?
Just a lot more whippy there.
Okay. That sounds like positive feedback to me. I'll take whippy. Whippy means you're doing loose wrist. Whippy means you're getting some top spin on it. Yeah, I can hear you cutting through that ball now. You are definitely grabbing the back of that ball and lifting up with it. All right? Yes. Start finishing higher on your swings for now. Preparation and finishing high has got you fixed.
There we go.
I promise you. Preparation and getting that watch to that ear. That's good. Rachel's doing great, man. I'm not even looking, but I see those consistent balls are going in. I can tell by the way they come off your active. And if they're a tough one to get to like that last one, it's not bad to tone it down to 60% and make sure the rally stays alive.
Right.
As long as you get the ball in, they got to figure out how to get it back to you. So every swing doesn't have to be, you know, shack attack. Yeah. A lot of rallies can just be nice and crisp, and as long as you get high net margins, they're going to come deep to them, so that pushes them back, right? A higher net margin pushes them back. Doing so much better, Jonathan. Yes. A little bit higher on the finish and that ball will land in. Same net margin, but just higher on the finish. All right, that was a little bit of the Ferris swoop. Yep, there you go. That was nice. Yes. out, play a little bit, or probably just by feeding instead of serving, just so you can practice that preparation.
Okay.
All right. 10:07. What time do you have to leave by?
10:40, 10:45.
Okay, cool. Yep, we'll do that for about 15, 20 minutes.
Cool.
And make sure you're just prepping. Try to utilize most of your forehand.
All right.
Like run around your backhand even. So sometimes, like Andy Roddick, if you watch some of his films, oh, been playing somebody. He trusted his forehand so much. Even his singles, you see him get that butt back all the way out here. I promise. So if you can get to that, that's how much I trust your forehand over your back. Not your backhand is bad, but your forehand is that much more dominant.
Yeah. Right.
So more footwork, and like I said, I'm using Andy Roddick as an example. The higher you get up in a level, the more steps you're taking between each shot.
Right.
You're taking 6 steps before the ball even gets to him. Even if it's just little steps. See, that's like 8 just to get around my backhand to a forehand, right? And now I got about 6 just to get back to center. So 8 plus 14 steps just for one stroke. And so high school is about 3 to 4 steps per stroke. College is probably 8 to 10 per stroke. Pros, 14 to 18. Like if you see Federer, even though he looks like he's floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, if you count his steps, like 16 or 20 between each ground stroke. Yeah. So that will help you get around your backhand. So recovery is when you're running the fastest on the court. Yeah, the only time you have to run super fast, somebody drops one in, you have to go get it. But recovery, which means after you send one over to him, your recovery has to be the fastest time on the court. So no matter where you come in here, your recovery has to be the fastest time, fastest running that you're doing. It's your recovery. Make sense? Yeah. They can't beat you deep. You don't turn your back on them completely. Some of them, you might have to look like a receiver going out for a pass, because if they send it to you, you want to be looking in case you need to cut the angle off. You don't want to pass away 2 runners, turn your back. But if you do that, you don't know where the ball is going. During the point, your eyes need to stay on that ball 100% of the time. No matter, every time it hits your racket, you need to watch the ball. Every time it goes there, every time it comes off his racket, your eyes just need to stay glued to that ball the entire point. All right? Move the basket back. Y'all gonna play some rallies now? Take your sweatshirt off. It's too hot for that. We're gonna play some points out without serves, only feeding. You need a drink or anything, Tanner?
I'm fine. Ready?
You want him to hit full power, try to go over, just send them back over, or they're in bounds, or you can stay consistent in case you do, in case Colt shows up and he's got you better, Work on consistency, that way he can practice what I've been teaching him. Meaning, you don't have to match his power, right?
But
A little bit sooner on the prep. Finish higher. A bit sooner on your prep, and then finish up by your watch. Looking real good though. Good. That's what you need to do right now. Up early, over exaggerate, because then it's just going to start coming naturally. Okay. Finish higher on that. Even if you miss them, make sure you're finishing up there by your watch every time. And sometimes they're real high, you might end up having to swing that racket around you. Instead of getting to your ear, you might be up here. Like the Dow. That's what he's doing, because he can't get to his ear. He has to meet up here, and he's coming around like that. You've seen players do that? Yep. So that's what I want you to do. Finish high.
Really only him?
No, there's a few others.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few others. Alcaraz will do it sometimes too. Yep. Alcaraz will do it too, especially if you're trying to get a quick winner in. But, yeah. Sometimes you might not be able to get to your ear, but I at least want your ear to be the lowest point you get to. Alright, there you go. You're pulling up high now. I like it. Yep. Prep early, lift up high, finish long. There we go. That great net margin. I don't even have to watch that ball. I knew that was beautiful. Net margin was way up here. That's beautiful. You didn't even swing that hard, but it just came off faster, especially when it touched ground. With all that spin, it jumps at them.
Yeah. Then they get scared.
Yeah. Get them on their heels, then you start taking ownership of the match, not just the point. I call it dictating the point. Once they start seeing heavy top spin, then all of a sudden they're on their heels. Like, what is he going to send at me next? I'm tired of playing this guy. Back center, you did a little bit of Ferris wheel on that one. Yeah. Even if it's slow, just stay prepped and just keep moving your feet towards it. Nice. Open stance, that worked out pretty.